The Edmonton Oilers get a much-needed and a very, very big win against the LA Kings, which really showed the dominance of this team once again, and this team seems to be back to the top. And we'll be talking about the game here, as well as a bit of other news regarding Evander Kane, as well as Stuart Skinner getting a major comeback win in this video. But before we get into all of this news, we notice that 97% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Edmonton Oilers news, you're in the right spot. Make sure to join us here on this channel as we cover everything from the playoffs to the offseason. You'll stay up to date with all of this team's news. But like I said, let's get straight into this game, because this was one that the Oilers needed. They absolutely needed to get a bounce-back win here against the LA Kings. And in this game, they showed more than just what was a bounce-back win, but they showed their dominance that this team, we knew this team had, and so did the rest of the NHL. I'll pull the box score here, as many of you can see. No need to really show this, because everybody on this team really, really had a good game, I must say. Well, for most, there's certain scenarios, but for this game, I gotta say, I'm very happy the way this team played and everything. Like I said, Stuart Skinner, a major bounce-back game. We mentioned in the last video that if he could come in here, get back to that scenario where he did earlier in the season after losing 2 pretty bad games and coming on a 12-game win streak, this is the type of style that we've seen from here after losing that last game, coming back and getting a really, really dominant win, and one that shows this LA Kings team that it's not going to be so easy to beat him. But as well, we know Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, those are the 2 guys that really stand out once again. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 3 assists, and Evander Kane, who I will touch on a bit later, once again, really, really showing that he's deserving of that ice time, really showing that he is getting back into the rotation, back into the similar game we seen earlier this season, when the Edmonton Oilers weren't having a great time, but Evander Kane was really keeping this team afloat, as well as Zach Hyman getting 2 goals, and I believe, if I am correct, now passing up Austin Matthews for the most goals between those 2 in the playoffs. But this was a very good game, and I'm also going to pull up the stat cards. I like to show this, kind of just a visual show for those who didn't get to see the game, of really who was dominant in this game, who wasn't, and as you can see, a lot of positive in this game, which is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly what we needed to see here in Game 3. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, obviously atop the list here. Evan Bouchard, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Matthias Ekholm as well, and a very big shout-out, like I said, to Evander Kane, who really, really showed that he is deserving of this lifetime, like I said, and he's really getting back into this groove of being a top player on this team and being worth the money that he is being paid, That's a big thing that we've seen a lot of people say, that Evander Kane is not worth the money from his performance and everything, but last night was an example of what we needed to see from Evander Kane, what we needed to see from his playoff appearances as well as his worth. And we've seen, even though a lot of people are saying, oh, he's the problem in the locker room, he's the problem on the bench, we've seen how much that team appreciated and loved what he did in that game last night after getting that misconduct and after the fight. Of the appreciation he had, the stick taps, the high fives, everything, and that's exactly what we wanted to see here for this team, working as one unit and just really showing the LA Kings that this series is going to be as easy as they think. But I'm gonna touch on Evander Kane here. So this is a Reddit post that I really liked what it said. I really liked the way this was said. Kane earned his paycheck today. Kane might have not played like a $5 million player during most of the regular season, but let's be real, the regular season doesn't really matter to this team, which, is true. That's pretty true. We know this team can get there to the playoffs fairly easily if everybody is healthy, everybody's playing well, and the playoffs are really their game that they need to have. His play today was definitely worth the cap hit. The kind of presence contributes to a winning playoff series, which is so on the nose, and exactly what, this team needs. They need that physicality, I should say the mix of everything, which Evander Kane really showed in this game. I'll pull up the box score once again. As you can see, the goal and the assist from him, the 4 shots, +1, the 15 penalty minutes, which, from the fight and the misconduct, that's what that's from. But it really just showed that Evander Kane was willing and ready to pull up in this game here, with only 13 minutes time on ice, I might add, which is one where that could definitely increase if he continues to play like this and he continues to be a force to be reckoned with against this LA Kings team. We know this LA Kings team, has a lot of players that are trying to get under your skin. Drew Doughty being one of them, but that's the way he's played in his entire career, and you can't take that away from him. He's very, very good at his job, and just a very good player as well. But Evander Kane is really going to be a huge part of this playoff series, as well as this whole playoffs, as far as it may go, because there's going to be players that are going to try to get under your skin, especially trying to get at McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl, and Evander Kane is going to be your guy to make sure that stops, as well as bring the offensive talent that we certainly want to see. I do have this post as well from Bob Stouffer. It says, yesterday, Kris Knoblauch indicated that Evander Kane was deserving more minutes after the first 2 games in Edmonton. Kane has responded with a Gordie Howe Hattrick for the Edmonton Oilers. And once again, this is only adding to the momentum that he has, the talent that he is bringing to this team. Although it may not be just offensive or defensive talent, his importance to this team is more than a lot of people think. And this is one where deserving of ice time is definitely going to be a big factor going into Game 4 from what we may see from Kris Knoblauch and what his decision will be to increase the talent of this team and the way this team is operating, especially here in this game as well as Game 1. Those two are very, very similar. But we're going to move on now to our third topic here of the day, which is Stuart Skinner. You know, this was a really big bounce back. One I said about in yesterday's video, or the day before, sorry. He really needed to have a big bounce back. We couldn't afford to go down another loss similar to what that one was in Game 2. Really showed that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with here as well if he's on his game, which he absolutely was in this game. This one's from Bob Stouffer as well. I do apologize if I'm pronouncing his name wrong as well. I believe I'm pronouncing it right, but I could be very wrong. He says, a strong start from the Edmonton Oilers' Stuart Skinner, then edited this post after the game and says 27 saves, Edmonton's best penalty killer on the night when the Oilers went a perfect 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. Now, once again, this is just a very good game from Stuart Skinner all around because we have to say, the LA Kings definitely had some offense in this game. Not as much as the Oilers, but enough to be able to make a game like this swing a bit closer than what the Oilers would have liked. And I'll pull up the box score on the bottom. A .964 save percentage is exactly what we need to see here for Stuart Skinner. You know, the offense on this team can keep you in games, but you also need your goalie to help out. And especially in a game like this where it was pretty clear, a 6-1 advantage, you know, from what we had seen, the over and under, I guess you could say, of players on offense and defense. They're good and they're bad. A lot of positive here, which really showed that this team had control of this game, so it was safe. However, if a few more goals went in, we know situations like that can get a bit tangly, especially similar to something what we've seen in Game 1 against the Jets and the Avalanche, where the Avalanche made their way back and back and back, and it was a very close game at the end there. But once again, Stuart Skinner, you got to give him props. Very happy he got the big dub here and got a big bounce back. We love Stuart Skinner. Very good goalie, and I think very underappreciated too. So let me know what you think about this game. A very, very big one, and I really hope the Edmonton Oilers can continue this whole situation, the dominant wins, showing that this team is not something to look over and something that they can pick apart from the opposing standpoint. But it's a very good game. I really hope this can continue, like I said. But that's all I got here. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you give the video a like. Hit the sub button as well if you do want to stay up to date with all of the Edmonton Oilers news throughout this playoffs, however long it may be, and hopefully it's a very, very long one, as well as in the offseason. A lot of content coming, and it's going to be a very exciting time, so you're not going to want to miss it. But like I said, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.